So the flyer said knowledge and inspiration, right? Knowledge and inspiration, right? That's what it said. So he came, alhamdulillah, with the knowledge. Now I want to inspire you. Now I want to motivate you. We have people on all different levels of iman, all different levels of Islam, all different levels of ilm and knowledge. Right now I want to be able to motivate all of you. And the hadith that I chose to go over today is one of my favorite hadith. One of my favorite hadith, and one, in my opinion, one of the most motivational hadith that I found in the Sunnah. And the hadith is reported by Muslim, عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه, in which the Prophet of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he has said, المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف وفي كل خير. The Prophet of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, which is the translation, the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the weak believer, but in both of them is goodness. Then he began to say, احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز. Be diligent, work hard to achieve and do that which benefits you. واستعن بالله. After that, seek aid in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or along with that, seek aid in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ولا تعجز, and never give up hope. Never give up. When أصابك شيء, and if anything was to befall you, if anything was to afflict you, فلا تقل لو أني فعلت كذا وكذا كان كذا وكذا. Don't ever say if something happens to you along your road, when you're trying to achieve and you're trying to do good for your dunya wal akhirah, if something was to afflict you, never say, if I was to do this, if I was to do that, then this would have happened, or this would have been the outcome. فإن لو تفتحوا عمل الشيطان. Say qadr Allah, rather say that this is the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because lo, saying if I would have did this or if I would have did that, it opens the door to the devil to play with you. Let's go back now, inshallah. And please give me your ears, inshallah. And not only your ears, give me your hearts. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu, he began with saying, Al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa ahabbu ila Allah min al-mu'min al-da'if. The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the weak believer. What is the strong believer? Who is the strong believer? When we hear this, many of us think this is either the one who is just strong in his iman. Alhamdulillah, it's good, khair wa barakah. Or some people, when they hear this hadith, they think it comes to mind, I have to be the one who can lift 300 pounds off my weight, off my chest, or I can run miles, or I can jump and dunk the basketball, or so on and so forth. A strong believer is the one who just has physical strength. It's not only that. La. It's not only that. Al-mu'min al-qawi, the strong believer, it can be translated as al-mu'min al-nafi'. Al-mu'min al-nafi', which is the beneficial believer. The believer who benefits others. The believer that others get benefit and are aided by this individual. Yani the khair that individual has, the good that individual has is not limited to himself. He is strong, firstly in his iman. She is strong, firstly in her iman, and they also have another skill set. They also have another strength, which can be more than just physical strength. It can also be what? What is also another strength that people have? Also knowledge. Knowledge is of the greatest of strengths, right? The Muslims, we have to have knowledge, we have to have ilm. Also another strength that we are in need of is what? Wealth, right? The Muslims need wealth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the Quran, anfiqu fi sabilillah. Give in the way of Allah, give in the way of Allah, give in the way of Allah. We have no wealth. How can we give in Allah's way? How can we help the Muslimin? How can we build the masajid? How can we build the schools? How can we help the poor? How can we house the poor? How can we clothe them and feed them? We have no wealth, right? So another strength is also wealth, is knowledge, is idara, management. All these different things are quwwah, is strength. All these different things. So al-mu'min al-qawi, and this speech that I'm giving you, this is from the sharh or shurahat explanation of the ulama, from the likes of Imam al-Nawawi, rahimahullah ta'ala, Sheikh Salih Fawzan. If you read the translate or the sharh or the explanation of this hadith, he will say, al-mu'min al-qawi huwa al-mu'min alladhi yuntij. He is the believer who's stronger than iman, and he has a lot of production in which the believers or the Muslims and Islam benefit from. He's the one who produces. He's the one who gives off to the society. So this Islam, my brothers and sisters, is not a deen calling you to just worry about yourself. This deen is calling you to first, Get your situation correct with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Develop your iman and develop yourself and become strong in a society to benefit your community. Now, and another hadith that shows that, right, is the hadith in which the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was asked, Ayyun nas ahabbu ila Allah? Which of the people is most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Don't we want to be that person? You want to be the one who is beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, correct? He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, which gives us an understanding of this hadith. He said, أَحَبُّ النَّاسِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَنْفَعُهُمْ لِلنَّاسِ. The most beloved people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the most beloved person to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the one who is most beneficial to the people. How are you benefiting your community? How are you benefiting your family? How are you benefiting your mother and your father and your brothers and your sisters? How are you benefiting your masjid? How are you benefiting your society? How are you benefiting your country? Do you have anything, or is that even a goal of yours? Is it a goal of yours? Is it a priority of yours to help the people to be beneficial? Or are you just trying to live what they say is the American dream? To be selfish, to get as much money as possible. And the only reason you go to school is to get a degree so you can get a nice girl and get a nice car and get a nice house. And you don't even care about your mother and your father, let alone the ummah. That's not what Islam calls us to. That's not what Islam calls us to. Islam is calling us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves us to become strong believers, so our naf' could be muta'addi, so our benefit could go to others. Now, and that's how we earn the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's how we big ourselves up, and we big our communities up, and we big up the next generation. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the weak believer, and both of them is goodness. The love of Allah Azza wa Jal. What did the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he say, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves his servant, may Allah love us, may Allah love you, may Allah love me, wallahi tallahi billahi, we have the love of Allah, we have everything. He said, authentic hadith, he said, if Allah loves his servant, he says, Ya Jibreel, ahbibhu. If Allah loves his servant, he calls Jibreel alayhi salam. He says, love him. He tells Jibreel alayhi salam, love him. فَيُحِبُّهُ Jibreel. And Jibreel, now he loves this individual. فَيُنَادِ Jibreel fi ahli السَّمَاءِ. Then Jibreel, he goes to all the malaika in the heavens. And he says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ فُلَانٍ فَأَحِبُّوهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves so and so, so all of you love him. فَيُحِبُّهُ أَهْلُ السَّمَاءِ. And everything in the heavens then loves this individual. ثُمَّ يُوضَعُ لَهُ الْقُبُولِ فِي الْأَرْضِ. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he puts for him acceptance and love in the earth. He puts for him acceptance and love in the earth from the people for this individual. So you see a person who has the acceptance and the love from the people, this is a good sign. This is a good sign. This is a sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves that individual. May Allah make us from them. Allahumma ameen. Then the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, after telling us this, and all of us should be encouraged right now. We should all be encouraged because we want the love of Allah and we want to be the best. We want to be the best with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we want the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did he say directly after that, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, which is basically saying, encouraging us and telling us how to achieve. He's encouraging us to become these strong believers. Now he's telling us how to achieve it. He said, now, ihris ala ma yanfa'uk. Be diligent, strive, work hard every single day, day in and day out, for your deen and your dunya, with your deen being awla, more important. Work hard, strive, be diligent to achieve that which benefits you. Work hard. And hirs is diligence, not playing around. Not, I want to be a good believer, but I'm playing around. I'm not doing anything for my deen. I'm not learning. I'm going to the masjid. But I want the Jannah. Hada amani. It's called amani, wishful thinking, hope. They don't work like that. Ihris ala ma yanfa'uk, be diligent, strive, work hard to achieve that which benefits you. And like we said, in our deen, firstly, working for the akhirah. Wal akhiratu khayrun wa abqa. And the hereafter is better and everlasting, but also here in this dunya as well. Now, also here in this dunya as well. Because my brothers and sisters, wallahi tallahi billahi, we're not going to achieve anything. And we see in this day and age a big problem for us, especially youth. That's why I picked this, is that we're wasting the days and we're wasting the time and we're wasting our life. and we're not putting forth effort. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given all of us so much ability, so much skills. Allah has made us smart and intelligent, and He has guided us to Islam. The biggest ni'mah in the world, the biggest ni'mah is this deen, and Islam. Right? We're not going to achieve anything, my brothers and sisters, except if we work hard and we strive and we're diligent every single day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in Surah Al-Najm, وَلَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى ثُمَّ يُجَزَاهُ الْجَزَاءَ الْأَوْفَى. And mankind will not achieve anything except what they work for. Mankind will not achieve anything except what they work for. But that striving that you do, rather what they strive for, and that striving that you do, look at this, look at the good part about it. Allah knows, right? Mankind will not achieve anything except what they work for. What his striving will be seen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى. But his striving, you waking up early, you waking up for Qiyam al-Layl, you reading the Quran after Fajr, staying up when everybody is sleeping, you working out your body, you building your business, you feeding your, whatever it may be, you studying to get worldly knowledge. Allah sees your striving, right? Mankind will not get anything except what they work for, but the striving that he does will be seen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Doesn't it make you feel so much better? You're not doing it by yourself. Allah sees everything that you do. And then look, ثُمَّ يُجَزَاهُ الْجَزَاءَ الْأَوْفَى. Then he will be rewarded in his appropriate rewarding. You will get what you put forth. What you put out, how you strive, how you work, that is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to reward you. Now, so al-hirs, striving, being diligent. This is how we're going to become these strong believers and be beneficial to our communities. For right now, inshallah, I want to mention a few points. Right? I want to mention a few points for us. All of us take these points down and memorize them, because every time we go to the next point, I'm going to come back to the first. Okay? The first point under hirs, or being diligent, is firstly to aim high. Having himma aliyah, having a high desire, or having a high yearning to be the best, and to do the best, and to achieve the best. A lot of us in our communities, right, the places we come from, we haven't seen so many people reach high peaks, right? So we set our bar very low, and we're pleased with very little bit, right? If we just get a step above the people around us, alhamdulillah, I'm good. I'm not saying be ungrateful to what Allah gives you. What I'm saying is you should be hoping and striving to be the best. If you're seeking ilm, you should strive to be a alim, right? If you're seeking ilm, you should strive to be a scholar, right? If you're giving da'wah, you should strive to be the best da'wah. And your da'wah gets heard all over the world for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you are a means of guidance of people all over the world. Now, if you're doing business, you should strive to make your business the best business for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. So you can be free of need of the people, and your family can be free of need of the people. And when the masjid or the community is in need, you give without even being asked. Right? The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said in regards to this point right here. And this point right here is to have a high aim. Aim high. You all have goals, right? All of you have goals. Aim high. Right? The believers are the best of mankind. The best of the creation are the believers. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمْ خَيْرُ الْبَرِيَّةِ. Truly those who believe and they do righteous deeds, they are the best of the creation. That's what Allah says. Na'am. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he has said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ مَعَالِيَ الْأُمُورِ وَأَشْرَافَهَا وَيَكْرَهُ سِفْسَافَهَا. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he has said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He loves the highest and greatest of matters and affairs. Allah Azza wa Jal, He loves the highest and the greatest and the most honorable of affairs. Allah loves the best for us. And Allah loves for us to strive for the best. وَيَكْرَهُ سِفْسَافَهَا. And Allah dislikes low, minuscule, no good things. Allah dislikes that. Right? In every aspect of our life. For our deen, our manners, our akhlaq, our worldly life, every aspect, Allah loves the best for us. Allah loves for us to strive to be the best. And He hates for us to do little minuscule things that are of no benefit. Now, also, the hadith of Jannatul Firdaus. We heard this hadith? The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he mentioned Jannatul Firdaus. And he said every single degree of Jannah, he said there's 100 degrees of Jannah. Miyat daraja. There's 100 degrees of Jannah. May Allah make us some Ahlul Jannah. Allahumma ameen. He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Al-Jannah miyat daraja. That the Jannah is 100 degrees. And every single degree is the distance of what? Anybody know the hadith? Huh? He said the distance of the heavens and the earth. Allahu Akbar. May Allah make us in the highest, right? The distance of the degrees of Jannah are like the distance between the heavens and earth. Every single, and there's 100 degrees. 100 levels, right? He said, وَأَعْلَاهَا الْفِرْدَوْسِ. And the highest part of Jannah, or the highest level of Jannah is al-Firdaus. وَهُوَ وَسَطُهَا. And Firdaus is the most middle and central place of the Jannah, and it's the most high. وَفَوْقَهُ عَرْشُ الرَّحْمَنِ. And above al-Firdaus is the throne of Ar-Rahman. وَتَتَفَجَّرُ مِنْهُ أَنْهَارُ الْجَنَّةِ. And all the rivers of Jannah, they flow and they are derived from al-Firdaus. Now this is the point here. فَإِذَا سَأَلْتَ اللَّهُ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى الْجَنَّةِ فَاسْأَلُوهُ الْفِرْدَوْسِ. So if you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Jannah, you ask Him for what? Al-Firdaus. What is the benefit? Why we mention this hadith? What does this teach us? To aim high. The akhirah is the best thing. The akhirah is eternal, right? This is the best thing that we should be looking for. This hadith is teaching us we should be aiming the highest in every single aspect of our life. Our deen wa in our dunya, as a believer. Aim high, that's the first point. Under hirs, being diligent, right? The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the weak believer, and in both of them is goodness. Ihris ala ma yanfa'uk. Strive, be diligent, work hard to achieve that which benefits you. First point we made was to do what? Aim high. You guys remember the adillah, the proof and evidence for that as well, right? Number two, and we just gave a lecture on this a couple of weeks ago. If you want to achieve, right? If you want to achieve, and I cannot stay on this point more, right? We have to mention this every day because we're in a day and time that wasting time is normal. Wallahi tallahi billahi. Hours every single day. How many hours we are on the phone? Look at your screen time, all of you. How many hours we're on the phone? How much mornings are we wasting? The night is short, right? Sleeping all the way to dhuhr. Didn't get anything accomplished. Wasting time. My second point on being diligent is benefiting from your time. Because most people, they will not benefit from it. But us as believers, as we mentioned before, we're working for two things. Firstly, being the akhirah. Number two, we're here in this dunya. We're working for the akhirah. And number two, we're here in this dunya. And Allah says, وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Do not forget your portion of the worldly life. So we have to work twice as hard as everybody else. We have no time to waste. Stop wasting time. You are only time. Every single day you waste, you are wasting yourself. The speech of Hasan al-Basri, rahimahullah ta'ala, Ya ibn Adam, anta ayyam, idha dhahaba yawmuk, dhahaba ba'duk. O son of Adam, you are just days. If your day leaves you, a piece of you has left you as well. Do you feel like that? When you spent the whole night in video games? You're too old for that. When you're going to help your mother? When you're going to help your father? When you're going to help the community? Right? When you're going to develop yourself? Playing video games, watching TV for too long, too much entertainment, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok all these hours on a daily basis. We're waiting for you. The ummah is waiting for you, right? And you're just giving your life away to joy and entertainment and relaxation. And by the time you think, oh, I gotta get something done, your life has passed. Now you're nadim. Now you're regretful. And Malakul Maut comes to you. The angel of death comes to you. And you say, Rabbi irji'uni. My Lord, return me back. لَعَلِّي أَعْمَلُ صَالِحًا فِي مَا تَرَكْتُ. My Lord, return me back so I can do righteous deeds. And what I have left behind. كَلَّا, no way. إِنَّهَا كَلِمَةٌ هُوَ قَائِلُهَا. It's just a word he will say. وَمِنْ وَرَائِهِمْ بَرْزَخٌ لَا يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ. And he will be in his grave until the day of judgment. You want that to happen to you? You go in your grave and you are nadam. You're regretful that you did not put forth enough in your life. يَا لَيْتَنِي قَدَّمْتُ لِي حَيَاتِي. يَا لَيْتَنِي قَدَّمْتُ لِي حَيَاتِي. Woe to me, what did I put forth in my life? We don't want to be that person. So how do we, don't be that person. Work hard and take advantage of your time, my brothers. I see so many young people here. All of you, mashallah, are champions. All of you are skillful. All of you are smart. All of you have so much to give. But you're selling yourself short. You don't think the ummah needs you. You don't think the ummah needs you. You look at yourself as insignificant. You're not insignificant. You're not. We all need you. You are the leaders. You are the believers of the next generation. And we need you to be strong so you can help others. Right? Right? We can't just complain all day about the community. We don't have this, we don't have that, right? I didn't get this opportunity, I didn't get that opportunity. You want to see change? You be that change. You want to see change? You be that change. And if you keep wasting your days, because we take it lightly, yeah, I'm just going to look at this, well, it's okay. I can play games and look at the video and sleep and do all, right? But those days turn into weeks, and those weeks turn into months, and those months turn into years. Huh? And it moves just like that. Ask the brothers with gray hair. They still remember when they was 20. Ask them. They still remember when they was 20. And it was like it was yesterday. The dunya goes fast. This life goes fast. And if you keep playing with your youth, it's going to leave you. You're going to get older, tired, weak, brain not moving as fast, a bunch of responsibilities, and you just don't have the zeal anymore. Right? So take advantage of the time. Number one, what did we say? Aim high, mashallah, tabarakallah. Number two was, don't waste your time. Another point to add on to not wasting your time is, which is nasiha. How are we going to benefit from our days? To understand that our day begins when? When does our day begin? At the night time. Maghrib, naam, sahih. But I'm saying in a different way. Our day begins, meaning the success of our next day begins with what? The success of what? Our nights. The success of our, we think that the next day begins tomorrow when I wake up. No, it begins in the night. That's what we look how we finish our night with the Isha. Worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibadah. We make witr, right? The Prophet of Allah, he told us and advised us to make wudu before we go to sleep. He has taught us adhkar and Quran to read before we go to sleep. So we can have a good night. We can end the night with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not a bunch of videos on Facebook and reels. Not that, no. Not watching this and that. No, end your night with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So spiritually, your iman and your heart can be clean and strong. Right? And then also he advised us sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he has prohibited baseless speech after Salat al-Isha. Why? وَالنَّهَى عَنِ الْكَلَامِ بَعْدَ الْإِشَاءِ. Why is it prohibited baseless, unbeneficial speech, especially sinful behavior after Isha? Why? Huh? Because it will lead to sleeping late. Which will lead to what? Missing, definitely Qiyam al-Layl, missing Salat al-Fajr, right? Many of us, we're not making the Salat al-Fajr on time. And we accepted it. When I wake up, I make the Fajr. Don't you feel horrible? Huh? The Prophet ﷺ, he said, the one الَّذِي نَامَ عَلَى الْفَجْرِ, the one who sleeps on Salat al-Fajr, he wakes up khabith al-nafs kaslan. He will wake up with his soul feeling irritable. Khabith al-nafs, he will feel filthy, meaning he will feel irritable. He will not feel good, and he will be kaslan, he will be lazy. My brothers and sisters, you don't have to raise your hand. I know you've experienced this. I know you've experienced this. The speech of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You sleep past that Fajr. If Fajr is 5 o'clock, you wake up 7:30, 8 o'clock. You don't wake up feeling good. You don't have energy. Somebody comes and talks to you the wrong way, you get mad at them. Irritable. Now, so how are we going to have success in our days and take advantage of our time? Firstly, sleeping at a good time. My brothers, this takes work. My sisters, this takes work. You have to fight yourself. When you get in the house, you want to hang out, look at this, look at that. If you have your wife, talk to your wife. Your children, talk to your children. Even if you're benefiting from your time, you can benefit from your time. This is baseless, unbeneficial talk and unbeneficial actions. That's what I'm talking about. Right? So we sleep early, we wake up early and energized. Starting with the ibadah of Allah. We wake up for Qiyam al-Layl, that's the best time. Correct? ينزل ربنا تبارك وتعالى كل ليلة إلى السماء الدنيا. Our Lord descends to the lowest heaven every single night in a descension that is in accordance with His Majesty. And He says, who will call on me so I can answer him? Allahu Akbar. Huh? Every night we're missing this. Who will call on me so I can answer him? Who will ask me for something so I can give it to him? Who will seek forgiveness so I can forgive him? Every single last third of the night. Huh? So that's our first goal. And then definitely Fajr. And for the rijal, for the men, fajr fi jama'ah, making fajr in jama'ah with the musallin in the masjid. Na'am. And then you make your dhikr, and you can stay the shuruq, and then you go attack the day with energy. Wallahi, this is the key to success. If you ask any successful person, حتى من الكفار, from غير المسلمين, what do they all say? I wake up 4 a.m. every single day and I begin my day. Right or wrong? All of them, they all have this in common, waking up early and attacking the day and getting what they have to do done. And they're just all dunya. And the only reason that wakes them up is dunya. We have the akhirah that wakes you up. Your Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, calling out on you. Is that not something that's way more honorable and way more encouraging to make you wake up? Right? And the only way you're going to do that is if you sleep on time. So you can achieve this barakah, because the morning is barakah. What you do in the morning is going to be blessed and have way more benefit than any other time of the day. You can do the same exact thing. What you do at that time after Fajr in the morning is going to have way more barakah and have more success. Why? The Prophet of Allah, what did he say? Burika li ummati fi bukuriha. It has been made blessed. Allah has blessed my ummah in the early morning. You have things to get done, and we all have things to get done. You have knowledge to learn, we all have knowledge to learn. Religious, worldly. Firstly, religious. We should be seeking knowledge from cradle to grave. We should be reading the Quran on a daily basis. My brothers want to read the Quran, you want to memorize the Quran, my sisters, that's the time to do it. I remember a sheikh years ago, maybe 7 years ago, I asked him advice upon memorizing the Quran. The one advice he gave me, he says, don't think you're going to memorize the Quran if you sleep after Fajr. If you don't benefit from your time after Fajr, don't think you're going to memorize the Quran. So this is the second advice that's attached to taking advantage of our time. So we said number one, let's go back to the hadith. The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the weak believer. And then both of them is goodness. Strive, work hard, right, to achieve that, or be diligent to achieve that which benefits you, right? And then we said the first point was to aim high. Next point was don't waste your time. And the point that we gave on not wasting your time is what? To sleep early and to wake up early and benefit from your morning. Now, after that, and it coincides with the message of hirs, right, or being diligent, is being consistent. Being consistent. This is of the most important aspects of being successful. Being consistent. A problem that we have, and I'm speaking to my young brothers and sisters, is that we have a lack of consistency. How many times you find a brother, I want to memorize the Quran. They begin with all this energy. A month goes, 2 months go, he puts the Quran down. He's working so hard, what happened? Oh man, it got difficult, I got busy. Right? Does this not happen? Now, want to start a business, right? Thinking about it, he puts it out, right? He tells the people about it, puts something online, social media, this is my new business, whatever. There's a few difficulties that come in his way, he stops it. Not consistent. You know the people who are successful even in the world life, nobody knew about them, and they did not become successful maybe after 10 years. They didn't tell you, I was doing this for 10 years. Shaykh Al-Uthaymeen, rahimahullah ta'ala, of the greatest scholars of our time period, right? We all know Shaykh Al-Uthaymeen, right? He was not known. He used to have almost nobody in his classes for the majority of his teaching time. Do you know that? He became known when he was old. He was teaching for years, mashallah, tabarakallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on his soul. He was not known. He was not famous how you think he was famous, and his gatherings were just always packed from the beginning. No. There used to be times nobody would even come to his class. There would be one person in his class. But in the end, mashallah, we mention him today, years after his death. And he's done so much for the ummah. May Allah have mercy on his soul. Now, consistency. What if he would just gave up because he said, oh, they're not coming to my classes, they're not coming to my lectures? No. He was consistent. Right? And Allah raised him and elevated him to this day. Now, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, أَحَبُّ الْأَعْمَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَدْوَمُهَا وَإِنْ قَلَّتْ. The most beloved deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are those that are done consistently, even if it's a little bit. Even if it's a little bit. This goes to the one who says, I'm busy. I got school, I got work, I'm married. Some people get married and khalas, they get cut off the dunya. Why is that? Some of the brothers, they get married, they get cut off the dunya. Why is that? Huh? We don't see you no more, you're not prospering no more. Why? Marriage is not supposed to do that to you. Marriage is supposed to aid you. Right? If you got some more responsibilities in your life, that doesn't mean stop your goals and stop the things that you're doing. Huh? That doesn't mean that you stop that. You have work, you have school. Wallahi, I remember my brother in school. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. We used to be in the school. We said, where's Fulan? Where's so-and-so? He'll be in the staircase reading the Quran. Huh? In between his classes, right? When all the other guys was hanging out, talking, having fun, eating chicken over rice, white sauce and barbecue sauce, right? He will be in the staircase reading Quran, memorizing Quran. And Allah bless him to memorize the Quran. Now, taking advantage of the time, being consistent, even it's a little bit. Because what we want today, we want it all laid out for us. How many times have the people said, yeah, I'm going to start studying when I get accepted to Medina University? And you're lying to yourself. You think when you go to Medina, the knowledge is going to be pumped into you? Is this going to go in your head and then get pumped into you? You're going to become an alim like that? Right? You got to develop yourself from now. You really want to learn deen, you really want to learn Quran, you want to learn the Arabic language, you start from now. You use your resources now. Stop lying to yourself. And even if you have a little bit of time, Allah sees that. Allah sees my slave is working hard. He's striving. Right? And I'm going to bless him. Wallahi, I know a brother, for almost a year, he wanted to learn Arabic. He had no teacher. No teacher. He used all his resources. He went online. He would go on YouTube, go on this website, get a book from the store, go to Dar es Salaam, get a book. He learned the alphabet by himself. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Just from looking online. And he learned how to put the words together by himself. Right? And he starts reading the Quran every single day. Every single day, subhanAllah. To the point, he can barely read. Wallahi. He can barely read the Quran. He's striving. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He opens and gives him a sheikh, gives him a teacher to teach him from the beginning. And he learns and he learns and he learns and he grows. Now that person is Iman giving da'wah. Traveling, giving da'wah. People listen to him. Right? He had nothing, no resources. No teacher, no sheikh, no masjid, no jama'ah, no school, no scholarship. But he worked hard and he used his resources. He was consistent every single day, making his main priority. And Allah blessed him after that. Now, consistency. Every single day do something. Whatever your goals are, your goals, the best goals is the goals of the akhirah. Wallahi tallahi billahi. Do something every day, even if it's yasir, even if it's a little bit. Wallahi, anta satasil. لِكُلِّ مُجْتَهِدٍ نَصِيب. Every person who works hard, he will achieve. Naam. Consistency. Number one, what did we say? Aim high. Right? Number two, we said what? Don't waste your time. We gave an advice on not wasting your time. What was it? Sleeping early, waking early, and benefit from your time. From the early, benefiting from your morning. Number three, what did we say? Being consistent. Number four, in regards to hirs, diligence, is to any opportunity that comes your way, to take advantage of it. Any good opportunity that comes your way to benefit yourself, to benefit your deen, to benefit your dunya, to benefit your family, to benefit your community. Any good opportunity that comes your way, don't wait. Don't have what they call a taraddud, doubt. Wallahi, some of us, we're afraid to succeed. Right? I'm the first one in my family to do this. I haven't seen it before. Right? How am I going to be the person to do that? They get afraid. Wallahi, I heard a brother before. He said this to me. I was afraid to succeed. I never understood how someone could say that. I didn't understand what it meant. I understand it now. Good opportunities come your way, the shaitan, he frightens you. No, don't do it. Let somebody else get it. If a good opportunity comes your way, you attack it. You take advantage of it, because if you wait, someone else is going to get it. If you wait, someone else is going to take that from you. And I'm going to give us a dalil for it, proof from the sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The hadith al-Ukasha, radiallahu anhu. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, يَدْخُلْ مِنْ أُمَّتِي 70,000 بدون حساب. He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, 70,000 people from my ummah, from my nation, will enter paradise with no reckoning. they will go straight into paradise. Then the Prophet of Allah ﷺ, he mentioned some of their characteristics. Ukasha radiallahu anhu, he was in this gathering with the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He got up immediately. Qama Ukasha. He said, Ya Rasulullah, Udu'u Allah and yaj'alni minhum. Ya Rasulullah, call on Allah to make me from these 70,000. Immediately, what did he do? He seized the opportunity. This is the opportunity. Akhirah, the Jannah. Enter the Jannah, no reckoning. 70,000, I can be from that one. The dua of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is accepted or not accepted? It's accepted, correct? Let me try. Let me at least try. Right? Great opportunity. Let me try. First one, he gets up. Ya Rasulullah, call Allah to make me from them. What did the messenger say? He said, Ya Ukasha, anta minhum. Ya Ukasha, you are from them. Allahu Akbar. It's not over yet. My point. If you don't be like Ukasha and seize this great opportunity that's in your life, you're going to be like the next one. The companion who's not even mentioned. He got up and he then said, after seeing Ukasha get this good khair, this great blessing, he said, Ya Nabi Allah, oh Prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, call on Allah to make me from them. What did he say? Sabaqaka biha Ukasha. Ukasha beat you to it. Ukasha beat you to it. Don't let nobody beat you to the fursa, to the opportunity. Don't let nobody beat you to it. Don't sleep. Don't say, I gotta get more extra sleep. You need work, go get that work. It's an opportunity to learn, stop sleeping. Go sit in those durus, go sit in those classes. Opportunity to make money, go make it. Right? Opportunity to help yourself, help your dunya, help your akhirah, go do it. Opportunity to learn, go learn. Stop waiting, stop putting it off. Somebody's going to take that opportunity. And when it comes, it will not come back. Wallahi, I've spoke to adults. I've spoke to people in their 50s and their 60s. They still have regret of opportunities that came in their life when they were teenagers and in their 20s. They still have regret that they did not seize the opportunity. Still have regret. So you know I could have did this and that, right? Yeah, I didn't do it. All the time you hear this, you don't want to be that regretful person. The opportunity comes in your way, you seize it, you grasp it, you jump on it. Because if it comes and you don't grasp it, it will leave you. Now, let's go begin of the hadith. The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the weak believer, but in both of them is goodness. Ihris ala ma yanfa'uk. Be diligent, strive, work hard upon that which benefits you. First point we made was aim high. Number 2, don't waste time. Number 3, be consistent. Number 4, to seize opportunities. We have about 8 minutes before the salah. After this, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Wasta'in billahi wa la ta'jiz." After you have became diligent and you've done everything in your means to achieve that which benefits you, the Prophet of Allah, he's reminding us and he's letting us know, seek aid in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't care how much knowledge you have, how much money you have, how many people you got around you. You can do nothing without Allah Azza wa Jal. Nothing at all. You can't lift a finger. You can't put the food to your mouth even if it was in front of you. You don't have one good idea except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't make one sajda except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can do no good for yourself except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving you tawfiq. That's why the Nabi Allah, he says, وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. I have no success except that it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Understand, my brothers and sisters, no matter what you think you have or what you have from the dunya, you are poor without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You in need. Ya ayyuhan nas, antum al-fuqara ila Allah, wallahu huwa al-ghani al-hamid. O mankind, you are all poor and in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah is rich and He is always praised. إِيَّشَأْ يُذْهِبُكُمْ وَيَأْتِ بِخَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ وَمَا ذَلِكَ عَلَى اللَّهِ بِعَزِيزٍ. If Allah wishes, He will wipe you all away. He'll wipe you all off the earth and come with another whole creation. وَمَا ذَلِكَ عَلَى اللَّهِ بِعَزِيزٍ. And that is not difficult for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't be cocky, don't be arrogant. Don't let whatever Allah has given you delude you and think you're somebody and you become arrogant and you stop begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if you're real good at that thing, you still beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, that's what we're supposed to do, right? You don't want to be like Qarun. You know the story of Qarun? Allah gave him so much dunya. He had so much richness. When he was asked about, what did he say? قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي. He said, I was giving all this richness because of a knowledge that I possess. I was witty, I was smart, I was a good businessman. I made the right moves, I made the right decisions, I spoke to the right people, right? That's why I got all this wealth and this great business. What happened to him? فَخَسَفْنَا بِهِ وَبِدَارِهِ الْأَرْضِ. We made the earth swallow him and swallow all his wealth as well and his home. وَمَا كَانَ لَهُ مِنْ فِئَةٍ يَنْصُرُونَهُ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ. And he had nobody to help him. وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُنْتَصِرِينَ. And he couldn't help himself. Huh? You don't want to be like those people. So we just was giving points, right, on things that we can do to become this strong believer that we want to become, to be free of the need of the people and help ourselves and help our families and help our communities. But don't let whatever you achieve or whatever you got or any skill you have delude you and make you think you're something you're not. We have to seek aid in Allah Azza wa Jal. Seek aid in Allah Azza wa Jal at all times. Call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what Allah wants from us. وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمُ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي سَيَدْخُلُونَ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. And your Lord says, call on me and I will answer you. Call on me and I will answer you. Surely those who are too prideful and arrogant for my worship, meaning to call on me, سَيَدْخُلُونَ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. They will enter the hellfire in humiliation. Don't be arrogant, no matter what Allah has given you from this dunya. Don't let what Allah has given you from His fadl and His bounty and His blessing be a means of you to enter the hellfire due to your arrogance and lack of dependence on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why every single salah, every single fatiha, what do we say? إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينَ. You alone we worship and you alone we seek aid. That's teaching us something. We worship Allah alone and we seek aid from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. Because in reality, He's the only one that can really benefit us. Not if this whole dunya came, this whole dunya and everyone in it came to benefit you, they cannot benefit you unless Allah wrote it for you. If this whole dunya, this whole world and everyone in it, the ins and the jinn, mankind and jinn kind, came to harm you, they cannot harm you unless Allah willed it and wrote it for you. Now, seek aid Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Strive, work hard, be diligent to achieve that which benefits you. Don't forget to seek aid Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Put your hands up every single day, even for the things you think you know how to do well. Right? Because this eye right here, right? What if Allah took it from you? What if Allah took it from you? There was a man who worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hadith says a man worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 500 years. 500 years. Right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the things he asked for. But when the Malak al-Maut came to him, when Yawm al-Qiyamah came, it was said to him, enter the paradise from my bounty and my mercy. Enter paradise from my bounty and my mercy, right? He said, no, bil amali, rather by my actions, by my deeds. He thought he did a lot. Worship Allah for 500 years on a mountain. Right? He thought he did a lot. No, I want to enter paradise for my deeds. All this ibadah, ya Allah. Not from your mercy and your bounty upon me. Right? He said, okay, let's weigh your eyesight on one scale and let's weigh your deeds on one scale. The eyesight was weighed on one scale. The blessing of eyesight was weighed on one scale and his deeds was weighed on one scale and the eyesight outweighed his deeds. So it said, enter the hellfire. He said, La ya Allah, rather by your mercy and your bounty. You see, we don't want to be like that. So whatever Allah has given you, seek aid Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And last, we have 2 minutes before the adhan. We finish here, inshallah. Right? The last thing we're going to talk about today, La ta'ajiz. Don't give up. The believer, we don't give up. No matter what it is. You made a lot of sin, right? Think even in your deen. You made a lot of sin, you made a lot of dhunub, don't give up. قُلْ يَا عِبَادِيَ الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَى أَنفُسِهِمْ لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. Say to my servants who have made a lot of sin and transgressed the boundaries on themselves, never despair in the mercy of Allah. Never give up. وَلَا تَهِنُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَنْتُمْ لَعَلَوْنَا إِن كُنْتُمْ مُؤْمِنِينَ. Note, be weak. Let us know us to be weak. Prophet ﷺ, he made dua to be weak, to not be weak. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-kasali wal-ajaz. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you from being lazy and being incapable. La tahinu wa la tahzanu. Don't be weak. Don't be weary. وَأَنْتُمْ لَعَلَوْنَ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. And you will be successful if you are truly believers. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. This deen is great, my brothers and sisters. Na'am. For inshallah, after hearing this, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow this speech to be for Him alone. May allow it to be for Him alone. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us sincerity. Allahumma ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this speech a means of motivation for all of us to do good for our dunya wal akhirah. Allahumma ameen.